Hi guys, I just want to take a few moments to talk to you about the topic of menu planning and diet selection. Um, when I am making a menu plan for a client, I have a list of questions that I ask them about their food habits, whether they are breakfast eaters, not breakfast eaters, what their typical breakfast would look like, what their favorite foods are, what their least favorite foods are, foods that they absolutely do not want to eliminate from their plan, and foods that they absolutely would not like to see in their plan. I take all that into consideration because basically it doesn't matter how good a food is for you. If you don't like it or your body doesn't respond well to it, then it's not a food for you. And I'll get more into menu planning and menu selection in just a moment. I recently did the wheat-free and dairy-free challenge, and I had a few friends join in on that who thought that they wanted to explore how their body might feel in reaction to eliminating those two items, who both of those have known inflammatory agents to them, and so they're usually the first things you look at when somebody has a suppressed immune system or they have some digestive issues, any kind of inflammatory disease. So for me personally, I do my very, very best when I'm on a Mediterranean style diet, and the Mediterranean style diet actually has very little, if any, dairy in it. The cheese that is in Mediterranean is usually either mozzarella, which actually comes from water buffalo, or feta, which comes from goat's milk. And in a true Mediterranean diet, there are very few, if any, grains. In some Mediterranean cultures, grains are seen as feed for livestock. They really aren't produced for human consumption. So in different cultures have different styles of eating, and my family tends to be, especially my father's side, is very Mediterranean inspired, Spaniard inspired. So do very well high olive oil content, little wine, lots and lots of vegetables, lean meats. There's pretty much, I can even eat higher fat than a lot of people can. There's really no limit to any meats. I can't think of any meat that my body hasn't been able to process pretty well, other than like of the fried variety. I don't do like fried chicken or anything like that, because usually it involves like a breading and battering kind of thing. But I did very, very well. I lost close to 60 pounds, maybe even up to my 80-pound mark on pretty much a Mediterranean inspired diet. Lots of artichokes and tomatoes and olives and olive oil, feta cheese, pine nuts, pesto, chicken, asparagus, just pretty much any vegetable you can think of. Lots of eggs. I just remember I've been eating lots of eggs, I think, for the past couple of years, but I love them. So it's no big deal. I make like big frittatas with sun-dried tomatoes and asparagus and stuff in them, and I really like them. It's what I had for breakfast this morning. It's really good. Put some sausage or like Canadian bacon or something on the side, and I'm good to go. And really, the only people who need real high carbohydrate diets, and by the way, fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates. I need to specify starch-based carbohydrates, are those who are training for endurance activities. And endurance athletes, think of like training for the Olympic style training. Our triathletes who are doing their bricks, training bricks, who are training for like 2 hours or more of the day is involved in either swimming, running, or cycling. So they need higher starches to have the amount of glycogen produced that they need to perform at their best and to keep their immune system from breaking down. And those starches should be placed right after, before an endurance activity and after an endurance activity to help it get into the muscles the very best. So I promise this will be about nutrition and about making a meal plan. So when you are looking at your nutrition and what is best for you, some of that is preference and some of it is what works best to accomplish the results that you desire. If your desire is to lose body fat, then you need to be a little bit more careful about your macronutrient balance, the amount of protein to the amount of fats to the amount of carbohydrates that you're having every day with each meal. And not just in a day's time, it does matter how you combine those for each meal. So you can't have one meal that's just got real carbohydrate heavy unless it's right after your endurance activity. And then the rest of your meals are just very protein loaded. So they do kind of need to be balanced within each meal. But let's look at one meal of the day. You should have a starch-based food for your breakfast. If you are a person who eats grains and you do fine with grains, that would look like a serving of oatmeal. You can also have, with that, you need some protein with that. It is high in fiber, so it's not going to spike your insulin. Oatmeal does have some protein content to it. But to give it better assimilation into your body, balance it with some protein. That can be with a protein shake by adding some protein powder to a little bit of almond milk or coconut milk or skim milk, whatever your milk choice is. Add a little bit of your favorite flavor. I usually do chocolate. I'll stay with the chocolate. Do chocolate in the almond milk. Do a half scoop or a full scoop, whatever amount you need. Make your oats. After your oats are made, add in the protein powder that you've already mixed as a liquid. So you're adding chocolate milk, basically, to your oatmeal. Chop up half a banana, put it in. And if I need a little extra fats in it, I'll put in some flaxseed or I'll put in some chopped nuts of whatever choice I like to go with chocolate and banana, which is usually walnuts. So that would be a breakfast. I can do something similar with my oatmeal. Do it with strawberries in there and add a vanilla protein powder mixed with milk to that. And then later in the day I might have a snack, and a snack for me in the morning because my exercise is midday, so I'm very carbohydrate and fructose heavy in the morning, and it gets lighter throughout the day. So my morning might look like a trail mix kind of thing that has some chopped low sodium beef jerky in it, almonds, dried raisins, and maybe even half an apple with that. So that would be like my mid-morning snack. And then lunchtime, I usually eat a bit larger at lunch. And I have my cooler with me, so I'll just show you what's for lunch. Let me remember what's for lunch today. Oh, it is a Mediterranean-based chicken salad. See, I told you I eat like this all the time. It's a chicken salad. It's got tomatoes and artichokes in it. It is olive oil. It's not your typical salad. But it's all chicken breast meat. And there's also some cucumber in that as well. And then post-workout, I will have a piece of fruit and a protein shake immediately after my workout. Sometimes I even start eating it near the end of my workout. I'm like eating all the time. So. And my son teases, he's like, for anybody who thinks you don't eat, they should be around you. You're basically never or without food. And then for dinner, because I'm packed for the day, I'm in my office for the day. Then for dinner, it is a little more fibrous for dinner. I have some lean ground beef that I sauteed up with some tomato paste, and there's some squash in there and kale in there. And then over here I have some baked sweet potato casserole. It's not your typical casserole, just sweet potatoes and onions layered with some coconut oil, and then I bake it. So that is my dinner, and then I don't have an evening snack. I'll be home before bedtime snack, barely, but I will be. And I have a little bowl of mixed berries too, fresh berries like blueberries and strawberries chopped up, to have for like post-workout or pre-workout, wherever I feel like I have a little energy slump. I'll put that in with a little bit of my protein shake, or a few extra Brazil nuts or something. But anyway, basically what I want you to know is there is no exact science, there's no exact diet that works for everybody. What works for me may not work for you. But here is the thing. You switch up your workout plan. Ideally, you switch up your workout plan every 6 to 8 weeks, whatever your cycle is. And your diet plan needs to be shaken up sometimes too. If you consistently eat the exact same foods every single day, your body is going to develop some resistance and some sensitivity to some of your favorite things. And some things that are working for you will stop working for you. And as you get to different levels, different things need to be added in, taken out, need to be tweaked. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong, or you're doing something wrong, or there's a major crisis, or if this way was wrong for you, or whatever. It's just, you got to try something new and see how it works. And when it's no longer working for you, you change it. I hope this helps someone. I know it's very complex. It's a very huge topic. And since we're at over 12 minutes, I'm going to stop this now, and I'll go in more detail into a second video if I need to.